The real most interesting man in the world, John McAfee, told the world he would not hang himself in prison a la Epstein. Can we say that? That's how the Spanish prison guards claim they found him in June 2021. Well, while he was alive in 2013, he released this instructional video to the world.
Send. Oh, hello there. My name is John McAfee. I'm the founder of the McAfee Antivirus Software Company. Although I've had nothing to do with this company for over 15 years, I still get volumes of mail asking, how do I uninstall this software? I have no idea.
Snort some bath salts through a crazy straw, because McAfee's time traveler is leading us to $1 million right now.
Party, that party. Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
Welcome back, Bulltards, to the Simply Bitcoin Bunker. I am your chief propagandist, Rustin, reporting in to deliver the most bullish episode of all time. John McAfee was so sure of his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction by the end of 2020 that he was willing to eat his own dick on national television. Hey, Chihuahua! Stay until the finish to find out why his Russian time traveler was off by 4 years. But first, a very lucid explanation from May 2018 of how we get to $1 million Bitcoin.
Did you come up with $1 million based on a formula, or did you come up with $1 million of assumption of what you think is going to take place?
I came at it two ways. I looked at the number of users, the user growth, and I chose $1 million because it has to be more than $1 million. I can guarantee it. I came at it that way. It came up with maybe between 3 and 7 million. I came at it the mining way, okay, which I believe is a lot more valid. The last Bitcoin to be mined. Okay, there's 10,000 miners. Thank you, Jimmy. The difficulty rate for that last Bitcoin is going to be almost infinite. It's going to cost $4 to $5 billion to mine that last coin. And miners are going to do it. The value of that coin has got to be more than the work put in to mine the fucker. So if it costs, let's say, even $1 billion. All right, so $1 billion, the last one. Why don't you work backwards from there and find out what the end of 2020 is going to be? So 2 ways come up with the same number. Between, that's 5 million is probably the thing. 1 million, it's way outside the lower range, so I'm very safe.
Host Patrick Bet David is laughing, but this is no laughing matter. By 2104, there will literally be only 1 Bitcoin, or 100 million Satoshis, left to mine. And over the next 36 years until 2140, when the last sat is mined, if that costs at least $1 billion in hashing power, well, that's only because those last 100 million sats are worth at least $1 billion as well. So working backwards to 2020, or in our case, 2024, that's how conservatively we hit $1 million Bitcoin this year. All right, Bulltards, might be time to put those tinfoil hats on. Back in July 2020, John McAfee said he met with a Russian time traveler who I think was only off by 4 years. The time traveler said that in September 2020, Biden would be medically diagnosed as unfit for office and quit. Then the Democrats would determine they have the legal power to choose a replacement without a national vote. But now, in 2024, we just did an entire primary election cycle where Biden won fair and square as elected by Democrats around the country. But after that dismal debate performance, I think it's possible that he could get replaced.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
I know what President Biden said. He said Shire Hoddle might be right. McAfee's Russian time traveler must have also told him about the $1 million Bitcoin price prediction. That's why he was so willing to make a bet about eating his own dick on national television. But the time traveler was just 4 years early. And to prove this thesis is true, we just have to wait and see if Biden is replaced with a new Democratic nominee by September. Look at McAfee's $1 million Bitcoin prediction by the end of 2020. It's just 10th grade math, people. Except the time traveler meant 2024. Hey, McAfee asks us to heed his warning. Are we all slaves as long as our purchases can be controlled by other people?
We are slaves as long as our economy
And our economic interactions are controlled by other people. And are they controlled? Can governments print more money whenever they choose? Can they control interest rates, inflation and deflation? Can they monitor your purchases and tell you what you can and cannot buy?
You need to find out why this man was wanted for murder. But first, look at our likes!
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Boltards, make number go up. Like, subscribe, and pay homage to our sponsors, The Bitcoin Way. If you're looking to learn how to Bitcoin, how to properly secure your Bitcoin, you might want to head on over to the newly revamped Bitcoin Way website where you can begin your road to Bitcoin sovereignty today. If you're looking to schedule a free 30-minute consultation, go ahead and use that link below in the show notes. John McAfee might seem larger than life, but he really was a wanted fugitive in South America. In 2008, McAfee moved to Belize where he lived next to a man named Gregory Fall. In November 2012, Gregory was murdered in his home, and McAfee was framed. McAfee believes his guard dogs were poisoned to death, but thought that was a false flag to give McAfee a motive for murder. Then the police came looking for him, but he was on the run in Guatemala. And listen to him describe his real terror if he's captured by some unfriendly people. He'll have his fingers cut off by strangers for a reward?
We have some unfriendly people coming.
Because it was on his phone.
If the friendly person gets here first, we'll have a nice day.
And I want to make sure
otherwise, we will have a very bad day.
Phone. If it does, then
that's where we are.
What would the bad day entail?
I don't know. I have 10 fingers now. I may have fewer by the end of the day.
Screenshot of the photo. So
and who would cut your fingers off?
I'm not entirely sure. There is a reward out, very large, for the officials, the lower officials in bordering countries who returned me.
I'm going to send them to you.
So, if it's enough money that they would go to extra lengths, I think, to find me.
McAfee would go on to launch a line of what else but blockchain cruises. Would you not want to go on this crypto cruise? What a bunch of degens on that love boat. So McAfee was, of course, still on the run from Interpol and had to record his 2019 cruise ship keynote from a dumpy hotel room in Cuba. No joke.
Hello, everyone. The reason I'm not with you is, had I attempted to go, I would have been picked up by Interpol and carted off back to America to face charges for tax evasion. It is true, I have not paid taxes in 8 years. I have not filed taxes in 8 years. I will not file taxes again. I paid tens of millions of dollars for services that I don't think I received that much. The only thing I received was the disrespect of civil servants when I stood in line to get driver's licenses or government services, and to me, that was enough. The war has begun. I warned you of this 2 years ago, that at some point, those of us who speak out about how wonderful cryptocurrency will be to free ourselves from governments, from banks, financial institutions, and others, how that will free us. Free ourselves from government control, free ourselves from excessive taxation, get financial control into the hands of the individual.
John McAfee actually did it. He actually stopped paying income taxes. Freaking DMV is so much slower than Bitcoin. I can get 6 blocks to confirm my transaction faster than I can get my license renewed. Talk about putting his Bitcoin where his mouth is, but at what cost? He could never go back to America, or otherwise he'd get locked up and face tax evasion charges. But this man is so based. His solution is to run for president of the United States from exile.
They want to silence me. I will not allow that. I am running my campaign in exile on this boat for the duration. I will not allow them to imprison me and shut my voice down, which they will do immediately. Why? I am a flight risk. Obviously, I am in flight. I will be putting videos out every day. Today, many, to explain to you what has happened. Today, crypto community, we are at war, and I am on the front lines. And I'll be saying more later. Thank you.
Would you vote for President McAfee? Tell me if you would have been a better president than our current commander-in-chief in the comments below. As McAfee correctly predicted, he was a flight risk who was in flight. And in October 2020, he was arrested in Spain as he was about to board a plane to Turkey. Put those tinfoil hats back on. So if McAfee's Russian time traveler is really just 4 years off, and the Democrats are really that scared of the orange man, then we'll know his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction is true if the Democrats replace Biden by September. And if not, then maybe I'll eat my own dick on Simply Bitcoin Live. But you guys wouldn't really make me do that, right? Right?
You know, something went wrong. 15 years ago, I had some beautiful software and they took it over. I don't know what they did. It was like the time I hired that Bangkok prostitute to do my taxes while I f***ed my accountant. It was terrible. The same f***ing thing is going on now.
John McAfee might have actually hired a Bangkok prostitute to do his taxes while he banged his accountant. So do you really think the most interesting man in the world is dead, Anon? Space monkeys!
Ready to sacrifice himself. Great and good.
Click now to watch why Bitcoin will hit $1 million in 2024. And give us a pat. Catch you next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.